Never poop in your own foxhole. Probably one of the weirdest intros I've ever done, and probably one of the most self explanatory intros you've ever heard. But let me explain this story to you and why you will never poop in your foxhole ever again. So, one day we were training in Louisiana. It's called the Joint Readiness Training Center. And just to give you an idea of how miserable that area is that the JRTC, the Joint Readiness Training Center in Louisiana, they actually created it to replicate conditions in Vietnam. And many soldiers say that JRTC, Joint Readiness Training Center, is actually worse than Vietnam. So that area is just known for being terrible. So we were training out there, and we were told we're going to dig in, we're going to make foxholes, but don't worry, we're only going to be here for about 2 hours. And what you need to realize during these training exercises or mock-up war games, they try to simulate real life conditions. So whenever you stop, you always try to dig in or create defensive positions so that when you go to a real combat area, you know what you're doing. So nonetheless, we start digging in, and I kid you not, we were probably only digging about this much. We were pretending like we were digging in, and we probably only dug it about 5 inches. And so what we did was to make it seem like we were really digging these really great foxholes was that we were putting branches around the foxholes. And whatever we could find, we were just trying to cover ourselves and make it seem like the foxhole was really deep. So out of nowhere, the foxhole next to us, I'm not going to say his name, he decided he had to go to the bathroom. And so he's like, you know what, I'm just going to dig in another 1 foot. I'll make a little hole in the foxhole, and then I'll go there, I'll cover it up, all is good to go. Now, he does that, and we're still sitting there, and all of a sudden we get a radio order saying, you know what, we're actually going to stay here for the night, fortify your foxholes, improve your foxholes, which is standard operating procedure. You always want to make your defensive position the best possible. And so we all burst out laughing because we obviously didn't want to tell the platoon sergeant. We didn't want to tell our squad leaders. We were just a bunch of Joes, which are junior soldiers. And so the foxhole next over, they start digging, and all you hear is just a gagging noise and a, what the heck is that? And you just see toilet paper coming out of that foxhole. You can smell the foxhole. And so we realized real quick, if you're ever going to use the bathroom, do whatever it takes to not poop in your foxhole. Now, what a lot of you have to realize, if you ever look at depictions of foxholes, whether it's World War I or the current environment within Ukraine, this is actually a very serious thing to not poop in your foxhole. In fact, if you ever look at satellite images, you'll see there's little runoff areas for foxholes, or there's a lot of dug-in areas like inside the trench area. This is because a lot of times what you'll do is you'll pull security, and if somebody has to use the bathroom, they'll run out towards the back area of the foxhole, or they'll crawl away, and there's usually always a designated area where you will use the bathroom, whether it's going number 1 or number 2. Because again, there are times where you're going to be sitting in that foxhole or trench area for a very long time. In fact, the SAS, the Special Air Service, they take it so serious and are so hardcore about it. The SAS have been known to bring bags with them where they will actually go inside the bags and they will bring the bags with them so they leave no human remains or no trace of anything. But it's also a medical precaution because the easiest way for you to get sick is to get any sort of, fecal matter on your food or in your area, in your skin. So you actually have to be very serious and take sanitary, what's the word? You have to be clean in your area. And I know it's very difficult to notice, but next time you actually look at pictures or videos of soldiers in trenches, you'll notice it's actually rather clean. And if you're like me and you've ever wondered where do people go to the bathroom, again, there are runoff areas, there's designated areas. So again, to continue the story, that trench foxhole area just kept digging and digging, and there was just toilet paper on the other side of the foxhole, and there was fecal matter on the other side of the foxhole. Our platoon sergeant ended up getting so mad at that foxhole area, they had to pull security for the night. So again, I hope you learn from this story never to poop in your foxhole. And I know, again, it sounds self-explanatory, but I always try to put a little bit of a historical twist in my videos or to bring a little education to the videos, because even though something may sound as silly as not going to the bathroom in your foxhole, it's probably one of the most serious things you could do. Now, obviously, there's going to be times where you don't have a choice. You have to go in your foxhole, and the proper thing would be is to dig in deeper and go under the foxhole or off to the side of the foxhole. But I digress. Anyway, my name is T-SPLY. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want more videos like this where I kind of go over silly stories and then turn them into a serious topic. Yeah, leave your comments and opinions down below, and we'll see you later.